intel. It's getting closer, guys. I can tell you. I was looking for the possibility of us to be notified today, but we did hear, and I got a text very early this morning, I think it was 4:54 this morning, and no, I wasn't up reading it at that hour, sorry. I caught it a little later in the morning, but it said that the dinar, the Iraqi dinar, which is the linchpin of all of the currencies that are going up in value, these exotic currencies that are going up into normal trading ranges, was on the Forex today, and it was on this morning at 419. And since that time, it increased up on the Forex to 452 this afternoon, and it's probably still going up. Because as you guys know, the Forex trades around the clock in different markets that are watching it and up and trading it. So that's pretty cool. And it doesn't mean our rate is going to be there, or even the bank rate is going to be there. It could be higher, and I know it is higher now than that, even at the banks. But we're most concerned with the dinar at the contract rate, which our contract rate on the dinar is tied to the North Sea Brent crude oil, which seems to be the price that Iraq is selling their oil for. It's within $1 or so of whatever the North Sea Brent crude price is. And if it's 80, well, that's what the contract rate is. And that's the North Sea Brent crude price yesterday. So it fluctuates a little up, a little down, but it's trending up. It's trending higher. So that's a good thing for us to be aware of. What I like is the fact that we do have some contacts that are important. One of the major banks that's kind of an international bank that is over international redemption centers is indicating that the latest indication was that we would be that there would be releases tonight and overnight tonight. And I think this is referring to notifications to bondholders, to platform participants or their leaders, their paymasters. And also, when it says releases overnight, it's possible that we wake up to notifications tomorrow. I say possible because the same banking institution is suggesting that we could, and I'm going to say that's the operational word, could be notified Friday or Saturday and begin exchanges prior to the 3-day weekend. Or let's put it this way, prior to Monday. Monday, as you know, is Martin Luther King Day, and it's also Inauguration Day. And the banks, it's a federal holiday, and the banks will be closed. And because of that, I don't think we're going to see any activity on Monday for us. But if we get started tomorrow with numbers, and we exchange starting Friday, tomorrow, the 17th, we would do Saturday, the 18th, and we would skip over Monday and resume on Tuesday. Or we would skip over Sunday, and Monday. No, I've got that wrong. I'm going to rewind that in my mind. If we started tomorrow, and we could start exchanges on Friday, we would also go Saturday and Sunday at the redemption centers. Not the banks, but at the redemption centers. Then we would skip over Monday and then resume on Tuesday. That's if it were to start Friday or Saturday. That would be the timeline, which is exciting. Now listen, I have been told two different things. I have been told that we would get started Friday or Saturday, and I've also been told we could start if they don't let it go, and that's how they put it. If they don't let it go this 3-day weekend, really it's 4-day if you count Friday, okay, and they tend to count Friday. But if they don't let it go Friday or Saturday, then we're looking at a Tuesday start. After President Trump has been inaugurated on Saturday at noon. Now, I've been told forever that we don't have to wait on President Trump to get back in the saddle, back in as he's already been commander-in-chief. And some say he's always been president. I don't want to say what I think, but I think that for us to get this prior to his inauguration would be fantastic. That'd be awesome. I'd love to see it tomorrow or Saturday and then just power right on through. Enjoy the inauguration and go from there. Now, if it doesn't happen and we see it on the 21st, which is Tuesday, then so be it. But then what I've been told in the past about he doesn't have to be back in the White House for this to go was incorrect. And I was misinformed. But there's a high possibility if the releases started tonight, and I think we're talking about releases to bondholders, to platforms, to tier 4. If that starts tonight and tomorrow morning we wake up to it, or we get it tomorrow and we start setting our appointments and exchanging, then we're so much the better. And I'm excited about that possibility. So I'm presenting both sides of what I've heard. The latest thing we got from that major international bank was Friday, Saturday. The earlier information we got from that major bank was if they let it go this weekend, then we get it, obviously. And if they don't let it go, we'd start Tuesday, the day after President Trump is sworn in on Inauguration Day. Now, this is more information that I found interesting was, remember, we talked Tuesday about one inaugural ball that was advertised. One specific, the All-American ball. And that's, that on Capitol Hill at the Hyatt Regency Hotel. And that's on the 18th, which is Saturday. But we have found out that there are 29 gala events and balls, inaugural balls, that are scheduled in the D.C. area. Most of them in D.C., some in the outlying areas like Arlington, Virginia. And one in Baltimore, I think, is at the harbor. One of the major hotels at the Baltimore harbor. So there's quite a bit scheduled, quite a bit planned, evidently, and it just was released, I guess, today. But that's interesting. I mean, there's 29. And, one was at the MGM. I don't know if it's Grand or just MGM Hotel in Baltimore Harbor. So in the D.C. area, that's going to be, that's really good. I'm looking forward to watching that. I'm looking forward to that. I believe it's going to be at noon Eastern time on the 21st. It's Martin Luther King Day. We can celebrate both on the same day. And I think that would be a good thing to do. Now, in addition to that, because that's really the intel. We want to know when. We want to know what's going on. This is redemption centers we're talking about. We're talking about contract rate on the dinar at the redemption center. Nobody knows where they are. I know where a few of them are because we know 5 leaders of redemption centers personally. But beyond that, it's a matter of just getting that toll-free number, using it, calling, setting your appointment, boom, off you go. It's going to be great. Make sure you don't forget your currency when you go in, and if you do, you better drive home and get it fast. So be careful, guys. And don't arrive more than 10 minutes before your scheduled appointment to it. Not more than 10 minutes. And this thing should run like a well-oiled sewing machine. Really. Like a Singer sewing machine. And they're ready for us. I know they're ready. After all this time and prep, I think they're actually ready. The most you can take at the Redemption Center in terms of new USTN currency, United States Treasury notes, is $500. 5 bills, 5 smackers. That's it. They don't want us going out with more than $500. If you want more cash than that of the new money, you're going to have to go back later to the bank, maybe the next day or so. You can only assume that the new currency will be out in the banks when we're in for our exchanges. It should be. Should be. The operational word should. We'll see. The banks have had it for a year and a half. So have the redemption centers. They've had it, the new currency. They just don't have it in the teller doors yet. But they might soon. They might lag us by a couple of days. They might not bring it out till Tuesday. Don't know. Just saying. But we can come out of there with 500 if we want it. And it comes out of your total. You're going to get a Q phone as well. If you're a ZIM holder, one per customer. Q phone, it's a satellite phone. It'll work all over the world, just like a satellite phone would, using the Starlink satellite system. And it's secure to even move money from your Quantum account into your primary and secondary bank accounts. But we'll see what it's going to be able to do. I think it's going to be kind of amazing that we can do that, securely. Let's see what else. So I'm going to say this is the ideal time, if you haven't done it already, to get in touch with Sue and say, I'd like the Golden Bundle 300, or I'd like the Golden Bundle 300 and the MedBed 100, or maybe I'd like both.
Hi guys, I'd just like to confirm what Bruce said about the bondholders. We should be getting that green light tomorrow for historical bondholders. Trigger groups should go out actually tonight. I think they're already in motion. Maybe they've already gone off. I don't know. But we should be getting a better picture tomorrow for the bondholders. Hopefully, get that green light for the bondholders. Remember, if that is the case, the animal groups should go first, right? And all people that have historical bonds and assets and all that. So hopefully we'll get that. Now for the currency. Now, what I've heard actually is 2 hours after inauguration, but since we've got no control of this, it might be beforehand. Okay, they might surprise us. Okay, they might surprise us. So we just wait and see and see what happens. All right, guys. So just keep the faith, right? This is real. This is real. It's definitely on, guys. It's definitely on. This is not a rumor. This is not a BS or disinformation. All right. Some of you people don't know. All right. But all I can tell you is that this is really, really happening. All right. Take care, guys. Have a beautiful day. Bye bye.
Hey everybody, this is Ginger, and it is January 16th, 2025. Just a pretty interesting tip-off we got from Gunny, who you all know is a contractor, special operator that gives us good intel, thanks to Justice, who passes along messages with us, and it was pretty interesting, so I felt it was necessary to put this out. I just got off of work. Gunny received a phone call from a banker, and the banker said, look, you really need to have some cash on hand. And Gunny asked what's going on. They said that at 4:59, that would be Eastern time, on Friday, January the 17th, 2025, there would be a freeze on the bank. And he said, whatever you need to do, you need to make sure you have cash on hand. And I was told this wasn't like a high up person in the bank or anything, not like a manager, but, a worker at the bank felt it necessary to reach out to Gunny and pass off this important information. I repeat, 4:59 on the 17th, on Friday, they were going to do a freeze of some sort. When Gunny asked, what is this about? They just didn't really have any clear, concise answers. They said, well, there's just going to be a freeze on accounts, on money, and I just wanted to make sure you knew about it so you could be prepared. So that is the same vein that we are sharing that. I don't know, of course, how widespread that will be, but we all know how things and data points are taking off, that something is going to be going on. We do know that, and we've, of course, have been encouraging people since May of 2020 to have emergency items and preparations, as well as to have cash on hand. So all of the truthers have done their due diligence to warn people. But for a special operator who is not even involved in the financial world to get a courtesy heads up from a banker, I thought that was pretty important to share. So this is Ginger of the Lounge signing out January 16, 2025, and it is 9:39 Eastern Time. I would have given it to you earlier, but I was working. Good night.
Okay, so if money is safe, will it not be stolen? Okay, first off, the whole point of the part that I never understood years and years ago when I was looking at some of the NESARA documents, and I actually kind of saw documents way before some of the original other documents, and the real conversation is how do you have financial privacy? I didn't get it until I started to understand what the QFS does, because the QFS in the blockchain, so it's a distributed ledger blockchain. So what it does is it's you are the only one that has access to that. You have to allow someone else to have access for that moment in time, whatever that might be. So in essence, it can't be stolen that way. So and what we keep hearing over and over again from those people who've gone through specific classes on their, on the QFS that's coming, is that it is a trust in and of itself. Now, that's kind of why Mark has been so right on this whole thing all the way through. It doesn't mean that you don't want to have trusts in other ways. I mean, because trusts aren't just for the money. Trusts are for legacies and other kinds of things. So, I mean, that's just a thought.
We got a snippet from the article stressing the need to organize these operations by switching to the Forex market and implementing mechanisms, specifically IQD discussion, mainstream media talking about it going on Forex like unrestricted, which means international. Guys, I'm getting so excited, Dr. Scott. All right, have you heard anything good before we turn you loose?
My big thing too is there's just a lot of chatter about what the inauguration means, and does the inauguration trigger more of the military effect, which then triggers the conversations for RV kind of thing. So that's kind of where I lean on with that too. So
these are big pieces coming together. Parliamentary finance. Without amending the budget law, the government cannot send tables. That article should have you guys doing a dance. They can't amend the budget law without changing the value based on how we understand it. I understand it. Many others understand it. This one is a big one. This one to me is screaming, get ready, value change.
Onyx, LFGGG. I have a feeling that you are somewhere in the video. Yeah, I was. I'm the guy standing way far at the back in the video and the bullet dropped on my head. They're so funny. I thought I spotted you. It's our turn. This is by TNT Ray, Re 98. 16th of January 25. Yes, they did receive the new authorization code yesterday. Today we just wait. TNT Tony. Majid on X posted 10:01 a.m. January 17, 2025. Alert, alert, alert. Stephen Witkoff, Trump's full-fledged envoy. We are responsible for the currency, weapons, and oil in Iraq. We will not allow the smuggling of dollars and oil to Iran. Any Iraqi official loyal to Iran will not remain in power. Any militia that refuses the disarmament conditions will be terminated. I want an Iraq without militias and without Iranian influence. Oh, it's not been translated. Clarice, I posted this on someone's page that thinks Biden is doing this. How can anyone think it's that dumbass? He couldn't find his way out of a wet paper bag. Maybe you were actually responding to Democrat rainbow-coloured boy. It's so funny. FLG plus 71. It's kiddling. Stand and rise. Goodbye, Sudani and Alak. And the Majid responds, for good. Melody, well, what I thought. El Sudani and El Alak were good guys, ones who helped in Iraq's achievements over past years. What in the world did I miss or confuse? I showed you all their corrupt politicians' names. Controlled by Iran and Sudanese. Jeez. This article was posted on John Dowling's Telegram page. Forwarded from Melanastasia Romanov. Vietnam's 2025 marks a pivotal year. It concludes the 2021 to 2025 development plan and lays the groundwork for an ambitious double-digit GDP growth target in 2026 to 2030. Despite forecasts of around 6.5 to 7% GDP expansion, the government aims for 8 to 10%, buoyed by robust foreign direct investment (FDI), proactive policies and industrial expansion. Key growth drivers and sectors: 1. FDI and industrial expansion. High-tech manufacturing, logistics and renewable energy are highlighted as prime investment sectors, supported by free trade agreements and government incentives. 2. Digital transformation, adoption of Industry 4.0 technologies, e-commerce growth and fintech are expected to enhance productivity and attract investors. 3. Green energy and sustainability. Vietnam targets 30% renewable energy capacity by 2030, creating opportunities for green investment and LEED certified industrial properties. Industry leaders remain optimistic, pointing to Vietnam's proactive policies, strategic FDI attraction, and rising domestic consumption as pillars of stable, long-term growth. The Dark Side in Us on X, posted 10:27 a.m., January 17, 2025. Obama equals United States of America. Trump equals United States. Look at that. It's got a crooked Barack Obama and a crooked as the names. The Presidential Inauguration Committee. The Presidential Inaugural Committee. And the invitation, it's got their names. Barack Obama, Joseph R. Biden. But look at that. Notice the gold eagle. The honor of your presence is requested at the ceremonies attending the inauguration of the President and Vice President of the United States, January 20th, 2025, capital of the United States of America, city of Washington. Interesting. Doesn't have their names. Directly sends a no president name and VP name on 2025 invitation. We'll see. Kaboom! There it is, inaugurated as President of the Republic of the U.S., not the corporation. Alert, 2021, it was signed. So this was posted on the Holy Ground on Telegram. Our duly elected President Donald J. Trump, proclamation and declaration of independence to President Donald John Trump of the country United States of America, swearing allegiance to the United States of America Republic and not corporation. It says it right there. Sunday, January 24th, 2021, 2:08 a.m. Marked to the attention of President Donald J. Trump. That's official. Everything that was sent to break you was actually waking you up to your own light. You're going to shine brighter than ever before. The universe.